Putting the kudu under the toughest conditions, but we got him eventually. With excitement in the air and blood on the rocks, what turned out to be corrections made us into quiescent people following tracks. Apart from excitement, there's questions.
I've got lots of closer friends. Many.
Speaking of friendships, I wish I was a friend with my 270 to figure out what's happening with it, because there's a lot happening.
Lala wedwa balusa uphupha soze uphuphe mfowethu iluleli lo mntu indoda ilala yodwa icinge.
After some time of reflecting and looking and trying to reload and then cook up a few loads and try and figure out what is exactly happening to this rifle. So now I'm gonna just go pop in the shooting range and see if there are changes. If there are changes, then make adjustments. But all in all, everything is gonna be well.
Hoping and praying while traveling up here. But now the biggest question is it gonna even shoot to be able to take it hunting Saturday? So it comes down to two things. There is a desired outcome and then there is an undesired outcome. That is exactly what causes the frustration and a bit of anxiety.
There is a bit of anxiety or say worry of what is yet to come or what I've yet to find out. But regardless of what happens, it's exactly what needs to happen so that I know exactly what's happening and then try and go toward where.
So as you would think initially, with the rifle that's not shooting very well or doesn't put on paper, you would rather start at 25, and the shock of my life, when I put it at 25, it doesn't shoot at all at 25 and then doesn't even get on paper, and that's the stressful part.
So apart from putting the targets on, I'm just gonna try at 25 and see if I'm on paper or what's happening, and then send it out to 100 on all three rifles.
The easy part is putting the targets, and then now getting the rifle to shoot even on paper is a whole different story, to such an extent that you start doubting everything. You doubt the hold, you doubt whether is it the ammunition recently reloaded last night. But whatever it is, it's a matter of figuring out that you should just send it at 100, and you send it at 100, there's different results also at 100.
7 is not on paper at 25, and I've tried adjusting the hold, and there's just a few things. The 270 eventually gets on paper at 100. It doesn't get on paper at 25. I don't know whether it's my hold or anything, but at 100 it's on paper but just a bit low.
Apart from it shooting low at 100, but now what's happening is that the group is there, but it's a decent group to say you can take hunting, but it's a group that needs a lot of development. Yes, it's grouping, but no, it's not the best group I've ever had out of this rifle.
So for now, I can say the grouping on this one is decent, but I've adjusted the scope. It's not one on top of each other, but the group size is decent to say the rifle is shooting, but it's not shooting deadly accurate.
The group is not a group that you would mention, but for the number of days that I left before the hunt, there's no question. It's a decent group to take hunting.
So with a decent group, you could say, yes, that is a rifle that you can take hunting, but it needs some more tweaks and touches and more, or go up or go down, or I have to have a proper load development, because now it seems.
And now it comes down to a matter of, can I hit smaller targets than the paper? But everything else is sorted and working. The rifle is shooting at least decent enough to say I can go hunting, taking shots at 150 or less. And then it's a matter of putting just a box of ammo that I saw at the range and just deciding to drill the box also.
So I'm a bit happy in terms of being decent, but it's now a matter of just leaving and packing up and leaving the hunting. But I've left the box there and trying to see if how long will it take.
Doesn't take much to blow it over, but doesn't take much to shoot at it.
So So that box fell off and I turned back, put it on top of the.
So now everything that I was worried about at least came down, because even if it's a vital organ the size of this box, I'm definitely sure something is gonna happen. Definitely double up on the load and just see if I can improve it in the near future. But for now it's just a matter of packing up and leaving. But before I leave, I've got a few items to attend to. The young chickens that I had recently bought are laying white, pale wild eggs. And I've gotten confirmation that the leghorns only lay white eggs. So it's a matter of sorting them out while I'm still here and then leaving. But now the mongoose has not shown itself with everything that I've put in place for it. It's not shown up yet and I'm happy.
This mongoose has not shown its face yet, and there's evidence that it's no longer around, because one of the two things has happened. Either it's been run over by a car, whatever ever happened to it. I am happy because there's no sign of it coming in.
So the plan that I've been having in my heart for the longest time, normally the line that drives the kudu towards the shooters, they constantly mention that they've been seeing a lot of kudu, but the kudu don't come to where we are positioned. So my biggest plan is that if I'm positioned right next to where they are driving and I'm driving forward with them, at least I'm gonna see a bunch of kudu instead of not seeing a couple of kudu and only seeing them 600 meters away. So definitely that is the plan to execute.
After sorting out everything with the rifle up there in the shooting range, now it's a matter of going back and doing corrections. The hunting season for kudu is closing very closely, because it's still in August, but it's gonna close. This is the last week I can have where I can say I can hunt, so might as well push to get that proper bull and see. But with everything sorted, my plan for this hunt is that I am gonna go where the people that are driving the kudu, with no dogs, anything but making a bunch of noise, the kudu don't come to where we are put at in stands. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to climb the mountain also with them, so that when they see the kudu, I also...
One thing for sure, the story is going to be a different one from what it was last time. And definitely, it can't be 2 weeks following each other and the same thing is happening. It's just no way. Different plans, different places.
Regardless of what happens tomorrow, I am definitely sure two things can't happen the same way in different times, well, in different weeks, but at least I've arrived and I am back to make a few corrections to what happened last time when we were at this farm. So now at least I think I've got a plan for the kudu there.
Population of animals this side is so exciting to such an extent that if you don't focus on what you're hunting this month or this week or this season, you might find yourself all over the place, but kudu is the first thing.
The kudu here are making it a show for me, to such an extent that there is that adrenaline rush where you want to know what the outcome is gonna be. But definitely I believe I've prepared myself to the best of my abilities. I've reloaded everything consistently. I've done everything that I can actually do, sighted in the rifle, confirmed everything, and now it's just a matter of waking up tomorrow and seeing what happens.
Early mornings and late in the afternoon, there's a show they put on, but definitely the hopes are high in terms of hunting. It's my first time hunting here, where the morning is not as extremely cold as it normally is, but you can't get dressed without a heater on this side.
This morning it's at least an hour before sunrise, but there's still light out, and going to where I am hunting today, it was a matter of I've been there before. I've seen how the kudu they react to people, so I know previously I was put in a specific spot or strategic spot, I don't know, but it was a matter of they come through here, and yes, they did come through, but not with clear shots, and then they came through with a very far distance. So my calculations now, or my strategy is, let me change a few things. I'm gonna do things differently this time, and it's not my first time going to that farm. Then what I'm gonna do is, where I last saw them go over, I am gonna be exactly there. Where the people that were driving the kudu, where I am gonna be with them, and we'll see if nothing happens, because they had seen a lot of kudu compared to us standing in one spot. And it gets cold when you stand in one spot and wait, and then they drive. So, and the kudu don't go exactly the same direction as they are driving them. So I can pick and choose then and there with them instead of sitting in one place and waiting for my one opportunity. But all in all, I've prepared everything to the T. I've sighted in the scope. I've done everything that I can do. I've reloaded all my ammunition up afresh, and now it's a matter of me just pulling the trigger in.
And on arrival, ready to go, with all the hopes of everything still working as the same way as I left it working. I can't help the anticipation of just trying to see if it still shoot the same way as I left it. But to the shock of my life, I get here and the guys are still reloading. As soon as they're done with their ammunition, I want to check out my rifle to see if it still do the same thing that I left it doing. The only way to find out is finding a rock near the dam. There's no other way to find out but send one. And the confirmation is given that whatever is at that distance or further, then we're definitely making biltong out of it. And the only thing left now is to just pull the trigger the same way, in the same position, but out in the field. And we're dropped off and off we go.
Shock of my life. Only thought it's a kudu, but it's a cow.
As soon as we split up, I see a female going over, and then they confirm on the radio that they saw a big bull, apart from the horses that we saw.
I've just seen a female with a big bull, but they've not crossed this way, so we're gonna go over and see if we can see both ways. But I think this plan is gonna work.
Definitely the plan is promising, but now the kudu move faster in front of me than I could catch up to them. So every ridge that I get on, they're already on the other ridge. So in a split decision, I decide to change the plan a bit. I need to be far in front of the people that are making the noise because the kudu are leaving before I get there. And apart from that, I see them going over.
So we've been walking for a while and we've not seen anything, but I've just seen a kudu go over another ridge, but it's not gone over the hill there, so it must have sat down there.
So while trying to approach, at least quietly because the wind is in my face and then there's no problem, I keep on hearing shots from behind me over the other ridges. So it seems that the kudu has already gone over and I've not shot anything.
So I've just seen the kudu go over the hill and then, but I've not shot at anything, but they're shooting behind me very hard. Hey. So I'm with the guys that are driving and making noise. So going up, I'm trying to get under the mountain where I last saw the kudu go. But man, it's a tough terrain. It's high altitude and it seems like the air.
Apart from the air being thin up here, there is a story that all the shots that we're ringing, almost 35 shots, they were all on one kudu bull and the kudu bull has been seen going down. So we only need to follow the blood trail and find the kudu. So now we stop all the hunting and decide to team up and work and help out with finding this kudu. What is turning out to be a short recovery turns into a very long one and exhausting one.
All those shots that we're ringing had dropped a kudu, but we're still looking so that we can help out, pack it out.
So the blood trail starts opening up and being very visible to so thin that you have to make circles and turn back and keep starting over, trying to follow exactly where it went. But eventually, after a very long time of tracking and finding, we eventually find the kudu bull. With all that excitement in the air of actually finding the kudu bull after a very lengthy time tracking and finding and looking and moving back, moving forward, now the proper work starts where you have to take out the guts, and then after taking out the intestines, it's still heavy. There's just no way, one way or the other, we have to drag it out. So if the number of people here it's 6 people or 5 people, one has to constantly be switching in the teams, so it's gonna be 2 every time, and then until we get to the buggy. But the thing remains, the kudu has to be taken out regardless, or the kudu has to be recovered. And dragging is a full workout where you're dragging almost 100 and somewhat kgs. To prove how hard it is, both my shirt and the jersey underneath that I had, they were all drenched in sweat.